Somebody could just give me a little audio check in the chat. Wow. Wow. Wow.
How about those devils? How about those devils?
I'm going to hit it one more time.
How about those devils? How about those devils?
How about those devils? Man, I don't even remember my routine for after we win. It feels like it's been an eternity. Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And win or lose, we booze. We're drinking Victory Vodka tonight for the first time in what seems like forever. Dirty Devil Vodka, the official vodka of the great Martinbrodeurvodka, smooth as hell. I'm going to do a little bit of this on the ice there with a splash of, I don't know what I got here, some black cherry seltzer. Black cherry seltzer. Going to do a little splash of that. What a game for your New Jersey Devils, ending the losing streak at 4. And I have to know, I must ask.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? The New Jersey Devils going to Seattle. Cheers to all my Devils fans. Going to Seattle and win a sloppy one. I'll take it any way, shape, or form that it comes. The Devils go to Seattle and hold on for a 3-2 victory, courtesy of Jacob Markstrom, the oh-so-old and washed-up. Why did we get him, Jacob Markstrom? And wow, let me just... When it hits your lips, Victory Vodka. Wow. Wow, oh wow, the New Jersey Devils. The streak is over. And what a game, what a win. Dawson Mercer showing some beautiful patience in that first period on the doorstep there, giving the boys the 1-0 lead. What a play by Dawson Mercer, getting his 10th of the season. And then, unfortunately, later on in the period, a former Devil came back to haunt us like most of them do. Adam Larson gets one, only his second of the year, ties the game at 1. That is how the period ends. And Jacob Markstrom, some monster saves in that first period. That one that he got his glove on, there was a breakaway. I mean, Markey was obviously everywhere, the story of the game. Get to the second period, tied at 1, and Paul Cotter with his 10th of the season on what was a botched play. He kind of went to make a move in tight, lost handle on the puck, and it just slid in the net. We'll take it. Cotter's 10th of the season at 19:35, a backbreaker for the Kraken. 25 seconds left in that second period. Devils take a 2-1 lead. Cotter's 10th from Mercer and Kovacevic. We obviously had that ridiculous skirmish at the end of the second period there. I am baffled as to how Brett Pesce got 5 minutes for fighting when he was absolutely mugged. That was a scenario where, despite taking the first penalty, that Siegenthaler penalty, we should have walked away from that, in my opinion, with no penalties to either side because of the instigator or whatever you want to call it. I mean, Pesce did not fight, so to give him 5 minutes there seems like another screw job by the refs, but it is what it is. Devils go into the third period up 2-1, and on that ensuing bogus power play that they had, Shane Wright, 8th of the season, ties it up at 2, and it was a disgusting feeling. A lot of us in the chat were pretty pissed off. Obviously, that was just, a shitty way to give up the lead for it to be a tie game on a power play they should have never had, in my opinion. But didn't take long. At 2-1, only 37 seconds later, Andre Palat with a beautiful shot from Jackhughes and Dougie Hamilton. Palat's 9th of the season gives the Devils a 3-2 lead. And that is how it would end. Devils hang on, survive a much too close one. Markstrom made another monster glove save, obviously diving across when it was 3-2 to preserve the lead. He had the one where he was on his back and batted the puck out of the air. I mean, the story of tonight is obviously the Jacob Markstrom show. Wow. The Jacob Markstrom show, guys. I mean, there's not much to say. He stole this game hands down and was rightfully awarded the first star of the game. And the Devils now lead the league with 10 plus goal scorers. Cotter and Mercer got their 10th tonight. Brad has 14, Meier has 14, Jackhughes 15, Stefan Nason 16, nicohischier 19. And who would have thought halfway through the season, at the halfway point, now we're past it, but even at the halfway point, that Stefan Nason would have more goals than Jackhughes. I mean, wow, what a storyline on the season. The emergence of Stefan Nason, but what a game. Let's look at the game stats real quick. Devils 29 shots on goal, Kraken with 23. It obviously seemed like way more because at least, 3 of them are like save of the year candidates, and then another 3 to 5 are very good saves. But 23 shots on goal for the Kraken. Devils 52.6% in the faceoffs. Kraken 47.4%. Devils were not awarded a power play. Kraken go 1 for 1, and when they tied it up in the third there. Devils 12 hits, not nearly enough. Kraken 21 hits. Devils 14 block shots. Kraken 13 block shots. Devils 7 giveaways. Kraken 19 giveaways. Devils 3 takeaways. Kraken 8 takeaways. And your New Jersey Devils won a sloppy one. Completely stolen, courtesy of Jacob Markstrom. Obviously, I've been singing this man his praises. There's a video I made on the channel about Jacob Markstrom getting his flowers. If you haven't seen that, check that out on the channel. I went into a whole thing. But once again, he was the guy that I wanted, that I told you all we were getting, or at least the guy I thought we were getting when we made the trade. The X factor capable of stealing games. And tonight was a game the New Jersey Devils very well deserved to lose. Despite outshooting them, a lot of terrible shots from the Devils, wide angle, low percentage shots, and the Kraken brought it. Without Markey in there tonight, we easily get buried, and that is what a very good or elite goaltender can give you. Jacob Markstrom stole this game. Recognize it for what it is. A lot of you have been on the fence about him or didn't want him when they made the move and have been pumping your chest ever since, and it's like, just give it up. Markstrom's going to be nominated for a Vezina here. I mean, this is a Vezina caliber season he's having. I do think Hellebuck's going to win it. Unfortunately, he's having a even more monster season, but Markstrom's going to be at the awards as a candidate. What a friggin' game. What a game. Amagi works in 5 hours. Appreciate the dedication. Stanley, 2 games out of 5 with no power plays for the Devils. That really must bring out the discipline of all these teams with horseshit. It is interesting how we seemingly aren't getting any calls and not getting too many power play chances. Captain Mafungo, what's up? Reassuring to see the depth scoring from Mercer, Cotter, and Palat. Yeah, love to see it, even though Palat's, I'd consider him a depth kind of scorer, but he is on the top line. But Palat getting one there, the top line getting one, and then obviously the third line, Mercer and Cotter getting the other 2. I said it was only a matter of time. I did think the third line was fine. When a lot of people have been complaining about the bottom 6 scoring, I have been on record for, at least a little bit here saying I do think the third line has showed promise and will get it going. My more immediate concern is the fourth line. And shout out to Justin Dowling, stepped up admirably. I was a little worried about that. Dowling, with all due respect, is more of a career minor leaguer kind of guy. Started off the season in Utica, and because of all the injuries, he played a ton of games on the fourth line for us. And then with Halla suffering an injury, he's listed as week to week. They throw Dowling right on the third line. And you know what? It paid dividends tonight. That third line I thought was buzzing for a lot of the night. And wow. What a game. Devin G, West Coast road trips are always tough. The Lightning are losing all their West Coast games too right now. Just got to get through it. Yeah, it's been an unforgiving, horrible trip. And man, I'm all over the place in my head here, but Timo Meier could have had a hat trick tonight. I mean, I can't wait till Timo buries one and just kind of breaks out of this little funk. He easily had 3 amazing chances tonight, maybe even more. He was everywhere. Alex Palat kind of made up for the other night. Still not forgiven, but that was a sick goal tonight. Just don't give him an empty net, apparently. Yeah, that one was rough against the Sharks. We shot it right into Askarov. But what a shot tonight. Popped it right up there. Luke, if Markstrom isn't in versus the Rags, I'll have to question Keith's sanity. Couldn't agree with you more. It seems like a non-negotiable for me at this point. Markey coming off easily his best game as a New Jersey Devil and arguably one of the best games of his career. Must go back to him for the Ranger game. Stanley, this was a better effort against a better team, at least. Not the best performance, but a step up from that last lackluster showing in San Jose. I agree. Stick Figs, time to go on a 4-win streak now, maybe. Yeah, that'd be nice. Stick Figs, Markstrom not being in on Thursday would be some Chris Drury level fumbling. Markey's got to be in there. Gotta be in there. SST, I wonder how many times Ace is going to say Markey is God in the post. Probably at least 25. Stanley, they're going to have to be a lot better. Thursday Rangers are taking the game seriously to the point they sent down the clown Rempe. Yeah, I mean, they got to play better. They did not play a good game today, but played good enough to win with the Markstrom effort of the century. Dire Wolf, Markey slander equals ban. Markey. Alex Loki cracked up at the end of the game with Siegs slowly skating over to the guy, acting like a tough guy. Come on, Siegs. Yanko, need some win or lose, we booze merch. Maybe one day. Merchandise is a nightmare. It's a complete nightmare. Jets, mess. Even though we won, we still don't look good. I agree, but a win is a win. Hopefully this helps get some back on track. Evan, team still has a lot of work to do. We got the win. Agreed. Captain Mafungo, Rempe is a bona fide tomato can. He offers nothing in his 5 minutes of ice time. Honestly, I wish he stayed because he just takes dumb penalties. My buddy Goody, Markstrom won us that game. Anyone with any hate for our boy between the pipes needs to go stand outside of MSG because they're not Devils fans. Let's go Devils. Yeah, man. Markstrom, there's not enough can be said. I mean, wow. Sean, let's go Devils, baby. Markstrom was unbelievable. Best goalie performance in a long time. Yeah, I would argue that it's one of the greatest Devils goaltending performances since the great Martin Brodeur. I'm probably forgetting, there's probably believe it or not, there's probably a Corey Schneider one for the ages somewhere in there and possibly a Blackwood one, but none that stick out to me like this one will. Alex Russo, knowing Cotter in his hands, the goal was intentional. I don't think so. I think he lost it and got lucky. Luke says, refs continue their stellar season. Swamp Fox, Devils hung Mark out to dry Wilmington times. Thank God he stole it for us. Hey, he got hung out to dry a lot, but what a game. What a game. Right on with John Crane. Markstrom was off the charts tonight. Off the charts. Stanley, proud member of the Church of Markstrom. I mean, wow, you can't say it enough. I mean, without him in there, we're crushed. Cramart, this feels like early season. They're going to bounce back. I'm worried about them getting hot before the Four Nations break. Yeah, with several of our obviously elite players playing in the Four Nation, hopefully that, alleviates whatever happens when they're sitting idly because the top guns are going to be playing. Wolf Rockin', Ace, I finally got my Dirty Devil vodka, brother, but wanted to wait till when to try it for the first time. Very nice, but strong as hell, my friend. How about those Devils? I think it's smooth. Maybe I'm just a drunk and a lot of things just go down like water for me, but I think it's very smooth. Markey had the fire in the veins tonight. Yes, he did. Swamp Fox used the dumb penalty and Dougie with some lazy giveaways. Stick Figs is on the West Coast, and he forgot everyone in Jersey is staying up late for this one. Yeah, it's only, 9 or 10:30 where you're at? Brett B. Dowling is super competent, has some sneaky good hands at times. I'd like to see him and Cotter stick together for a bit. Yeah, they had some good, definitely some good shifts that sustained ozone time, keeping the puck in their end, which is obviously a beautiful thing to see, especially when we got pinned a lot tonight. At times, it looked like we were shorthanded. Luke, the third line has been shit. All of Mercer and Nason goals have come with Nico, Hughes, or PP, and Halla has been brutal. Fitz needs to get a center for that third line. I agree. I'd like to see a true third line center. But I thought the third line did have some good moments tonight. I mean, there was a couple times where they were getting a nice little forecheck go and they had the Kraken in their zone. But I don't think it is sustainable with Dowling as your third line center, obviously, going into the playoffs. Art says Siegenthaler and Hamilton need to be replaced on D. Bastion, too. You're asking for a lot. That's asking for a lot, but Markstrom did steal a game. Devils 25. Happy Kako only got an assist tonight. Highlight that draft video against the Rags again. Oh, man. What a performance, though. Jay Snow, problem is they try to move Mercer down to create more scoring, but he's not effective down there. I agree with that as well. Mercer definitely is a guy that produces at a much more efficient rate when he plays with better players. SST says VTech last season had a couple of similar performances like Markey tonight. I don't recall them whatsoever. Alex, 90-something watching, 20-something likes up for Markstrom, boys. Thanks, Alex. Hit the thumbs up for your boy and for Jacob Markstrom. Captain Mafungo says big game hunting equals Markstrom. Listen, he's exceeded my expectations, I'll be honest. And I had high expectations. Vezina, legitimate Vezina candidate. I don't know that I thought he could have been on the fringe of it. But wow. I mean, tonight was poetic. Jason, I think they got to try to mix the lines. I'm surprised we didn't see any adjustments other than Dowling tonight. Jim Bean, defense is still clearly a problem. They look better with Dowling in. Guy has high compete level. Owe the game to 2 saves of the year candidate, but I'll take it. Yeah, Markstrom stole this one. Absolutely stolen game, courtesy of Jacob Markstrom. Rocky Ronaldo, these odd man rushes they've been giving up have to be addressed. Yeah, absolutely. I clipped there was a little thing they showed Let me see if I could find it. Yeah, the first 37 games, the rush chances against for the first 37 games were 5.92 rush chances against per game. In the last 5 games, it's been 9.5. As we've all seen with our own eyes here, very porous defense and giving up odd man rushes and great chances left and right. It can't continue. We need that tight defense to come back. Jay Snow, Dougie and Dylan pair is brutal. They keep getting caught on bad odd man rushes. Luke, look at the amount of faceoffs Nico has to take. It's crazy. Well, yeah, when he's your best faceoff guy, he's going to be out there a lot. And they had Stevenson out there for a bunch for the Kraken tonight as well. Nico has the most faceoffs in the NHL. Right on with John Crane. Definitely bring back memories of the mighty Marty Brodeur. I mean, wow. There was a couple that were very Brodeurian, in my opinion. Danny, what a game from Markey. Stoll, yep. Jason, no, I can't stand bashing. I'd rather some of these AHL kids get a chance. I would like to see Legary or Hallinan get a crack. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take to see it, but I think it's long overdue. Morgan Williams, Markey had more $10 tonight than we saw all last season combined. It could be true. Daniel, I'm a proud Marxist. Wolf Rock, and by the way, Ace, I meant to ask you, and don't kill me about it. What does the Y hat you're wearing mean, brother? I have no clue. So this is the Devil's Youth Foundation. So the Y is for youth. That's like their little logo, Devil's Youth Foundation. Luke, Thomas Novak, Tony Donato, Luke Kunin, all of them would look great in a Devil's sweater. Dowling made some smart plays. Dougie made some dumb ones. Sieg's penalty wasn't real bright. Since D. Simone got waived, he got an extra $1 million of money. I wonder if anyone else can get picked up. What were the hits, block, shots totals? I did those earlier, but Devils 12 hits, Kraken 21. Devils 14 block shots, Kraken 13 block shots. I'd like to see the Devils have more of both of those, if I'm being honest. Luke, they can just waive Tatar for cap relief. Eric, I'm willing to suck him. Justin Hockey, this game was so important. Thanks, Markey. Honest Llama says Tatar can sit. Jason, no, I'm Dynasty Hallinan. Even Beckman has been scoring in Utica. Art Hamilton for Sevo. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Jim Bean, I want Severson back on this team. Call me crazy. Yeah, Severson would have been solid, but at the time, it looked like a lot of money for him. Oh, man. You guys have no idea how happy I am, though, that I didn't have to come on here after a loss. Aside from the clinical depression I would have been in from losing, I can't fathom what the Doomers would be saying after 5 consecutive losses. It's just something I wouldn't be able to tolerate personally. It would just be way too much to bear. But luckily they pulled it out. And wow. I'm curious to see if there's any lineup tweaks for the Ranger game. I really, really would like to see Curtis McDermott in that one. Jason, no, they were so committed to blocking shots, it seems they've gotten away from that. Yeah, and hitting too. Right on with John Crane. Markstrom soon to have his picture up behind you next to Martin. I've been meaning to maybe do a revamp. It's just I'm lazy, but obviously the studio set is skewed way more towards the Dynasty Devils versus the current day. But I might do a studio refresh at some point. I have plenty of ammo to do it, but I've just been a little lazy. Maybe I'll do a refresh soon. Jason, no, I couldn't handle another loss. Stanley, Severson took a lot of unnecessary shit from the fans. He was a good player in some truly awful years for this club. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people would trash him, and I would tell people straight up, I said, you're going to miss him when he's gone because whoever replaces him is not going to look the same. And, very smart veteran D-man, but in the end, we had to move on. He got his career payday, and we have tons of young kids ready to go. The future of the defense is very bright, probably the brightest spot for the club. With obviously Luke Hughes in the lineup now, but Seamus Casey in the wings, Shimo Nemitz in the wings, Salayev. There's a couple other guys we have that are pretty promising. Morgan, really want to go trophy hunt some zebra on a safari after the stretch of officiating. Yeah, it's hard not to complain about it if I'm being real. I mean, listen, how does Pesci get 5 minutes there for fighting? How does he get 5 minutes for fighting there? I mean, wow. completely ridiculous. But, I've come to expect it now. When we get screwed on way more blatant things, small stuff like that, but in comparison, Jay Snow, especially going to the Rangers fame game. Luke, wanting Severson back, I'll call you crazy. Luke, Casey of the future. Yeah, I agree with that. 5 in a row would have been red alert time. 5 in a row, I would be beside myself. And now they got to follow this up, tighten things up, and get a massive win at the Garden. Cannot lose to those guys. Devin G, can't block shots of everything going away from you as a breakaway. Definitely need to stop that good win to get some confidence back. That's true. They were trying to. Every team seems to like to fire from the point, though, and use screens and try to get a tip or something. I mean, I feel like we've given up a million goals that way this season. Jay Snow, I don't want to see Big Mac because our scoring has been down. We can't have him play only 5 minutes. I mean, another reason why I like seeing McDermott, aside from the physicality and the kind of the intimidation factor he brings, it does usually result in more minutes for some of the top 6 guys. And so whenever you could kind of get them some extra shifts, I'm not against it. SST says I would have taken over this channel had the Devils lost 5th tonight. Jason, the problem with our defense is we have a lot of similar type of guys. Luke's our best two-way D-man. Well, he's clearly our best offensive defenseman. Dougie was in the conversation, but I think at this point Luke has peeled away as our, premier, I guess if you had to pick a premier offensive defenseman. But Seamus Casey would fill that role nicely as well, if and when his time comes. Devils roll 908, another game without a power play. It's crazy how that works, right? It is crazy. And Stanley points out, yeah, totally normal. Nothing to see here. How a team of such shifty, speedy guys fail to draw a penalty in 60 minutes is a little mind-boggling. Devils rule. Hard to imagine there isn't single penalty committed in 60 minutes of hockey. Alex, got to ask more from Timo on the stat sheet. In all honesty, I'm a Timo guy in saying that. Yeah, I mean, listen, he's going through a little bit of a cold streak too. He could have had a Hattie tonight. A few really good chances for Timo, and just none of them went in. Hopefully that changes sooner than later as well. Yeah, you want to see Timo start burying him. He had his chances. He just couldn't get him to fall. Vic, hallelujah, the streak is over. Another fabulous outing from Markey. Now on to Salty MSG to kick the Rags' butts. Jason Seville, about time we eventually went out west right after losing 4 in a row in spite of no power play goals. Well, they had no power play chances. They did get a power play goal the other night. But wow. This one was a must. This one was a must win. And they got it done. They got it done. Wasn't the prettiest of games. Hopefully they do, in fact, tighten up for the Ranger game because it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, and another effort like that is probably not going to be good enough to get a win. But we'll see. We'll see how they look at the Garden. We will see how they look at the Garden. I'm trying to see something else here. Let's see. Yeah, the hits got to get up, man. Nason with 1, Bastion with 2, Palat with 1, Dowling and Lazar with 2 each. Cotter with only 1 hit. Probably a season low for him. Brendan Dillon with 2. Siegenthaler with 1. 0 for Hamilton, Kovacevic, Pesci, Luke Hughes. Yeah, there should be a team-wide mandate that if you fail to register a hit over the course of a game, you don't play the next game. There's no reason to not register at least a single hit in an NHL game. Jason, no, they're letting them play. That penalty was soft. Wolf Rock and Kwani's, let's get some guys together and invade the Garden on Thursday night. Would love to do it one time, brother. Let's go Devils. I do want to do it one time. I just don't want to go to jail. It's a legitimate concern. Timo had at least 3 grade A chances. Yeah, he had that one early on. He was in all alone. And there was one with a bunch of people in the crease. I mean, he was all over. Couldn't get one. Stick Figs' victory vodka tastes good. It always tastes better. Devin G. Timo's been one of the few doing great lately. Just can't seem to score. Once he gets hot, no stopping him like last year's March. I hope so. But he was all over the place tonight. He is a bull. He trucks people. He ran over a few people. Now you just kind of want to see the goals start going in. You want the goals to start going in because chances are great being hard to play against is great, but we want to see some goals go in. Right on. Wish I could have heard what Sheldon Keefe was yelling on the sidelines. Probably not much. He seemed pretty reserved as of late. Even in the post-game press conference today, he was kind of, I don't know, it seems like he's very calm. Jay Snow, imagine if we had a scoring winger on Jack's other side, how many goals he would have. We may not know this season. Ryan Snyder, Plot's goal in the set was dirty. It was good to see him get one. Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. Almost making up for the horrible shot he had against the Sharks, where he shot it right at Askarov with a whole wide open net. But today he placed that one beautifully. Devin, if anything, I haven't heard Brad's name in a while, unfortunately. He was creating a bunch, and he had a bunch of really nice passes to Jack that Jack just took bad shots with. But I thought Brader had a pretty good game. Where are all the Markey haters at? They're still here. They're still here, Max. Jay Snow, the Rangers claim that young kid from LA. I wanted the Devils to grab him. Alex Russo, good point on the no-hit ace. Imagine playing a game and not registering a hit. Most of the guys you said are defensemen too. Yeah, a lot of guys. I don't know. It's crazy to me. It just seems like, I've said this before, that sometimes the switch is off and you watch it and there's plenty of chances where I'm yelling at my TV. I'm like, finish the fucking hit. Finish the guy off. Tons of chances you just see them either glide away or peel back, where it's like there's a glaring scenario where we need to crunch a guy. And for whatever reason, I guess that, a lot of these guys don't like to play that game, but it can't be, it has to be mandatory. Unfortunately, you don't get to pick and choose when you finish your hits. Finish them all game long, Florida Panther style. Jay Snow, Jack and Brat in a goal drought. Brat 9 games, Jack 7. Wow. Yeah, that happens pretty quick. Yeah, and when everyone points to the bottom 6, again, I believe the third line will be okay. The fourth line is more of a concern for me, but when you start pointing fingers at the bottom 6, to me, it's an indictment on the top 6. Your best guys got to be your best guys, and they have been pretty quiet as of late. Max, we know Jack will get up for NYR. Well, he's Mr. Ranger Killer. Stickfigs, I haven't heard any Markstrom glazing in the past couple of minutes. Keep it coming. Did I mention Jacob Markstrom, the 34-year-old wonder, obtained by Fitzy this past offseason, came out there tonight on a mission in Seattle. We last saw Markey leaving the ice surface in San Jose, smashing his stick against the glass, and then smashing it on the little metal railing on the way out. And then he did one more over the top of the head with the overpass on the way out. And he came back with a vengeance. He channeled that anger, that energy of that game that the team failed him. I mean, he played good enough to win that game too. He harnessed all that energy and brought it to Seattle tonight and put on the performance of a lifetime in a 21 save outing on 23 shots, many of them just highlight reel saves where he earned the number 1 star of the game. And it's crazy that they gave the second and third star to Kraken guys. What kind of shit is that? That must be just some home cooking from the attending media. Yeah, Grubauer got the second star, and Matty Beniers. How does Matty Beniers get the third star of the game with no goals or assists, 0 points? And he's the third star? What the hell is that? What kind of absolute horse shit is that? I mean, if you want to make Grubauer the third star, I wouldn't cry. But obviously they got the first star right with Markstrom. The second star probably should have been Palat. Yeah, I mean, game-winning goal, I think you got to give that to Pally. But wow, Matty Beniers with no points. I mean, what a joke. Marty B, heavier, edgier, more violent, be in order against the Rags. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Got to come out and smash. Smash. I mean, we've dominated them the first 2 games. 5-0 at the Garden, 5-1 at the Rock. Outscoring them 10-1. Markstrom has owned them. He's got to be a net for that game. Seth, Plot has 9 goals. I like his game lately. Markstrom saved our ass tonight. Marky was on tonight. Stanley, Plot has been low-key playing well for a minute now. It's not easy to play first line in the NHL, and he's hanging in there. No, absolutely. It's hard. It's, I don't think it's ideal having him play on the top line, but he hasn't been terrible. But it's just hard when, that I do believe if he buried that one the last game, they would have beat the Sharks. Max, that on the back stick save, maybe stand up and clap, also got me seeing number 30 a little bit. I was fired up the whole game yelling on my couch. The Markstrom save highlight reel from tonight is ridiculous. Phil McCracken, goalies can't win the game, but they can sure be the star. Well, he won that one tonight. Jason, definitely Markstrom did the impossible, stopping all the Kraken octopus shots, especially in the third period. We're the ones heavier, edgier, more violent. We got to win, especially versus the Caps. Ryan Snyder, I've got tickets for the Rangers game late in the season at the Rock. Do you think Rempe will be in the lineup? If so, think there will be another line brawl. he might be done. I don't know. With all the suspensions and shit, he was a fringe NHLer at best to begin with, and they might just leave him in Utica. They might leave him in Hartford for the rest of the season. It will be interesting to see, but I could, maybe they bring him up for a spark. By then they might be completely out of the playoffs. So who the hell knows? It's hard to predict where their heads are going to be at then. Blue Figs, just be happy Rempe won't be serving you on the 9th. See you on Thursday. Jason, no, I really like Dylan, but he's been our worst D-man. I think he might be a little nicked up too. He seems to have gotten a hair slower, but I like Dylan. He's a warrior, and I'm sure he'll, eventually start playing a little bit better. He was trying to make that play on one of the Kraken. It was the first Kraken goal. He was right there in position, but couldn't break up the play. Alex, Jacob Markstrom straight out of the senior living center. Yeah, that accusation of being old is ridiculous. I mean, shit. Max, Rempe shits his pants when he sees McDermott. Simmer down over there, Mr. Rangers fan, in a Devils cartoon at 1:40 a.m. Alex, if you don't like the vid, I'm getting Jonas Siegs on you. Thanks, Alex. Hit the thumbs up for your boy. We're out here late night in New Jersey, 1:41 local time, celebrating a New Jersey Devils victory, stopping the 4-game slide, and just giving Jacob Markstrom all the praise one could possibly give him during one live stream, because the man has been what a beast the whole season, but tonight specifically was one for the ages. Ted, I just woke up. Wow, the Devils won. Wow, you wake up at 1:42? Steve Smith, Bluefig, something, rent free. Devils for life. Hit the like button for Ace and for breaking the streak. Thanks. You have a picture of Nate just laying on the ice as you're. That's pretty funny. Yeah, what more is there to say? I'm excited to go back and watch some of these things after I get off here. Watch some of the highlights and some of the, the other media stuff that wasn't shown at the end of the game. They do a lot more after the fact. So I'll be very curious to see what other guys had to say. But a performance for the ages from Jacob Markstrom. I mean, it was truly something special. Jay Snow, Rempe won't play. They claimed the guy off waivers, sending Rempe back down. Yeah, it's going to be a hard road for him, I think, with his checkered past and all the history of, the cheap shots and the suspensions. I mean, it's not. I'm sure the Rangers aren't too fond of that sort of stuff, and they're looking for guys to help them win games. And if he's going to do stuff like that, that's certainly not going to swing push anything in his favor in terms of him getting more games versus some other guys that they think could bring more to the lineup other than getting kicked out of the game and suspended. But what a big game that's going to be. They got to win that. That's another almost must win in my opinion. Coming off a 4-game slide, obviously it was great to win tonight, but as many of you pointed out, the schedule picks up a little bit with some more heavy hitters. Got the Rangers on the 9th, and then back home on Saturday the 11th against the Lightning, home the 14th against the Panthers, in Toronto on the 16th, back home on the 18th, a 12:30 Saturday afternoon against the Flyers, and then we have a 1 o'clock on the 19th versus the Sens. Yeah, I mean, some big division games coming up, some big conference games coming up. Oh wow, I totally forgot about that. How we play the Flyers 3 times in a week and a half span. Pretty nutty. Yeah, the 18th, the 27th, and the 29th. Wow. Max, Keefe has all the ground to tell his team it ain't the freaking goaltending plan system. Daniel, 88 watching, 44 likes. Hit the like, you lazy bastards. Yeah, thanks, guys. It takes half a second. The Insane Pollock, even the Seattle play-by-play was praising Markstrom. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? The guy was diving all over the place. It was insane. Luke, got to go to bed. 5 a.m. comes too quick. Good stuff, gentlemen. Let's go Devils. Good night. Luke, Insane Pollock, it hasn't been 5 games yet. I don't know. I guess we're talking about the suspension. Phil McCracken, got to beat the Panthers again to round out the season. That would be nice. He had an 8-game suspension. Ted says, geez, it is cold outside right now. I'd imagine it's in the teens, maybe. Let's see. What does my weather app say? Oh, yeah. Mine says 19 degrees local. Ryan, got tickets for Leafs Devils on 16th. Boys better pop off. I saw the Devils play at Toronto during Marty's Hall of Fame induction weekend. It was the Hall of Fame game, and from my remembrance, they got crushed. They got absolutely crushed in that one. Jason Seville, I definitely remember Sergei Nemchinov, especially Scott Gomez, and especially Brendan Shanahan, Schoenberg, Pat Verbeek. All those back then would have helped us now. A who's who of Stanley Cup champions and all-stars there on your list. Seth Blackwood has been playing good for the Avs. Yeah, he certainly has. Marty B. Rempe is a one-dimensional player that doesn't work in this day and age of hockey. I thought there was a chance he was gonna, pan out to be at least a okay fourth liner for them, but he just can't play within the rules. It's too difficult for him. We got Philly 4 times, Pitt 3, Columbus 3. Max up in Boston says 16 degrees. At the real feel is 1 degree. Ooh, 1 degree. That's brutal. The app actually doesn't say what it feels like. It just says 19 degrees. I hate the winter. I wouldn't mind never dealing with it again. See the out-of-town scoreboard. Yeah, a lot of you saw Sabres beat the Caps in a shootout. Panthers lose to the Avs. Was that another Blackwood start? Yes, it was. Wow. I gave my buddy the tip of the season. As soon as Blackwood got traded to the Avalanche, I was like, yo, pick up Blackwood in fantasy. He's going to be a beast. And sure enough, he's been phenomenal for the Avs. Max says Newark says it feels like 4. Damn. Yeah, Montreal beating the Canucks in OT. Montreal's on fire. Max, Montreal dramatic pause is in playoff position. Wow. Let's take a look at the old standings. Come on, NHL West. I wish it's in Florida. I'm sick of the winter. I'll take the winter over sweaty balls summertime. Too humid around these parts in the summertime. Yeah, the thing, it just went, I don't know what happened. Maybe my internet just shit the bed for a second because I'm trying to load a page on NHL here, and it's not working to save my life. Let me try on my phone. I want to see the current playoff situation. We go to the wild card, and Montreal has claimed temporarily the second wild card spot with 41 points. Tampa in the first wild card spot with 42 points. Yeah, it's wild. That wild card is going to be a dogfight. I mean, my God. Montreal's in it with 41 points. Pittsburgh also has 41 points. The Sens have 40. The Blue Jackets have 40. The Flyers have 39. The Wings have 38. Rangers have 37. Islanders have 37. And Sabres have 35. I don't think the Sabres have a shot. I think every other team does, though. Even the Islanders and the Rangers. I mean, listen, Montreal has 40 games played. Yeah, the Rangers played 39. If they win the game in hand, they're right there. And I'm sure they have lots of head-to-head matchups. Yeah. I mean, I do think the wild card spots are probably going to come down to like the last day of the season. It's going to be crazy. Stickfix, how much memory does the NHL website take up to where it just bombed your feed? I don't know. Seth, I wish we had a Bruce Driver and Sean Chambers. They would help us. Old school defenseman, both a member of the 1995 Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils. Alex, that Monty kid is playing super good for Montreal. Goaltending will take you far in the league. Jacob Markstrom knows. And St. Paul, is at Montembeault standing on his head for them. Let's see who was in there tonight. I mean, gave up 4 goals, but let's see. Yep, Montembeault. I mean, wow, 4 goals against on 20 shots. Obviously, it doesn't tell the whole story. Maybe there's tons of grade A's, but statistically not great. Devils just got to stay top 3. Caden says, Marky, we all say in unison. Blue things. We'll be back soon enough. You'll see. You're smart to not count us out yet. I know the Rangers are going to be still there, I do think. Montreal's goalie Montembeault is solid. He was a Florida draft pick. Ryan Johnson, Montembeault making a case for Canada at 4 Nations. He is on the roster, right? I think he is. Yeah, him, Aiden Hill, and Binnington. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to look at, how the guys are playing going into the tournament. Obviously, Team USA. We got a beast back there for Team USA in the 4 Nations. Connor Hellebuck. Ooh, I hope Hellebuck could win this tournament. But more importantly, I hope he could bring us a gold medal next winter in the Olympics. That one's going to be crazy. I am super jacked for the Olympics. The 4 Nations is a nice little precursor to it. Ted, are you a video gamer? I am not a video gamer. This stream right now, this is my adult version of video games. Ryan Johnson, him and Hill as a starter, though. Ariel, I was just able to get a look at the third period after a night out, but wow, the Markstrom save is beautiful. Completely nuts. Completely nuts. Wolf Rocket, it's 24 here in Brick tonight. Cold as hell. Let's hope the Sens tank Ace home. Brady so bad. I'm praying, my friend. I mean, they'd have to really fall out of it, I think, for them to even consider trading him, like super fall out of it. I would love to see it, but if they're even, they would have to be so far out, I believe. Because if there's even a sliver of hope, they're gonna keep him. Ariel, Team USA, I love the lineup. So do I. I think they're gonna have a great tournament. I hope they have a great tournament, and I hope it's a sign of things to come. Obviously, Team USA hockey on the rise, winning back-to-back World Junior Championships, and now we're gonna go into this 4 Nations tournament with a pretty stacked roster. As we will going into the Olympics next year, with a chance to assert American dominance over the sport of hockey that Canada has by and large owned for so long. Marty, Helly being in Winnipeg and watching him play live, he's phenomenal. Yeah, when the rumors came up that the Devils might try to get him, a couple off seasons ago, I was super jacked. I wanted him badly, but I think everything happens for a reason, I suppose, and I'm happy with Markstrom for sure. Ariel, video games are for adults, too. I've been collecting all my life. I only got into something manly last year, and my Rangers friend got me to be a Devils fan. I like video games. I just don't have time for them. Jace, know that USA game was sick last night. It would an OT win for the kids. Ryan Johnson, so crazy that Dougie Hamilton didn't make Team Canada. A lot of great defenders. I mean, a lot of great everything for Canada. It's hard to crack that lineup. I'm sure Dougie was one of the guys one of the last cuts, or one of the guys that was kind of on the fence, and they decided to go with some other guys. Max, what were your thoughts about bottom 6 tonight? I thought third line looked stellar. Fourth line was just okay. I thought the third line had some good chances. I thought Dowling looked way better than I thought. He brought a lot of energy. I thought they kept the puck in the Kraken end for good portions of multiple shifts. Nice little forecheck. I thought they looked pretty damn good, if I'm being honest. I don't know that I would be thrilled with Dowling as the third line center going into the playoffs, but they looked pretty decent tonight. When is Kachuk's contract up? I believe this year, and then 3 more. I'll double check that. I think 3 more seasons after this. My internet is so bad right now. Yep. So he's signed through 27-28. So there's this season and then 3 more seasons after. Brandon, Ace, opinions why the team lost their heavier, edgier, more violent after Christmas break. It's almost like once there's a break, the Lindy Ruff haunting comes back temporary. It could be. I don't know what it is. I think the reality is a lot of these guys don't like to play physical. It's either in you or not. It's clearly not in many of these guys, and they're being forced or told, whatever you want to call it, to do something that they're not comfortable with. And so a lot of times you will revert back to what's comfortable. And what's comfortable for a lot of these guys, unfortunately, is not smashing people. But it has to be a learned behavior where it becomes second nature. You could tell Paul Cotter gets out of bed in the morning and he wants to smash people, and he plays like it. A lot of these other guys, it is not second nature. You could tell that they're like, oh shit, I better hit somebody, versus guys that just want to do it and naturally do it. I think that's really what it is. Hopefully they start picking up the hitting again, because it is a big element of winning games in this league. Wolf Rock and bring Brady to New Jersey. I'm sticking with it. Ace, well, Stick Figs, I'm assuming there's not a shortage of Canadian defensemen, so I'm not really surprised Dougie didn't make it with the way he's been going so far. Yeah, they just got a lot of guys to pick from, so I'm sure he was talked about, but in the end, it just wasn't meant to be for him. Right on. Time to celebrate with the Taylor ham, egg, and cheese. Ooh, I'd love one. I made a nice one the other day. I stacked it up real nice. Marty B, Night Ace, Devil's Army, stay entertained. Good night. Good night. Max Ace, do you know who the heaviest hockey player in the league is? I know the answer, but I want to see if you get it. The heaviest hockey player in the league? I don't know it. I'm going to guess Pat Maroon, but I'm probably wrong. My guess would be Pat Maroon, but there's probably a taller guy. I'm curious. Who is it? Who is it, Max? Former New Jersey Devil, who I once wanted again for the fourth line. Stick Figs. Pretty sure the Devils called it a pork roll, egg, and cheese on the big screen, so that debate is settled. Hint, it's a guy we played tonight at 257. 257? Holy shit. Stanley, there should be no Hamilton slander. He gave the Devils a chance and many free agents wouldn't. He's been important for this organization. As soon as they stopped hitting, we started losing. Ariel, I miss my captain with the stash. That boy Nico is a menace. I see no world. Travis Sanheim makes it and Hamilton doesn't. I don't know. It just seems like bad picks. Alexiak. Yeah, 6'6", 257. He's a big boy. You can check it out. Curtis McDermott had a couple fights with him, I believe. I uncovered some of those scraps when we traded for McDermott. I went down the rabbit hole and watched pretty much every fight of his that was available online. And I believe he fought Alexiak potentially twice. I know at least once, but I think there was multiple. Clash of the Titans. Anyone have anything else? Appreciate you guys staying up late. Obviously, a smaller crowd than normal due to the excessively late time that the game started, as well as obviously the stream started. So shout out to those of you, staying up super late night. Brandon, what's your prediction on the next 5 games? Oof. Let me see. Let me pull it up. The next 5 games. My internet is shit right now. Complete shit. I don't know why. Next 5 games would consist of Rangers, Lightning, Panthers, Leafs, Flyers. I'll go 3-1-1. 3-1-1 in that 5-game stretch, which would be 7 out of 10 points. Yeah, that'd be nice. I got 3-1-1 in the next 5. I remember the Lucic fight when he dropped McDermott. Yeah, he got him with a nice one. Prime Lucic was a problem. Lucic on the Bruins back in the day. What a guy to have. Max Live is 6'7", 207. Needs to put some meat on those bones. He's going to be a monster for us. Yeah, hopefully he fills out to at least 230. I mean, there's no reason to not be when you're that tall. Right on. Thanks. Great hanging with you. 16 games left. Go Devils. Get out the face paint. 16 games left. I don't know what the 16 games means. We haven't beaten Toronto or Tampa. Hopefully that changes. All good stick was just busting chops. Ted, Devils got bottom 6 scoring tonight about time. That's what the team needs. Brandon, that's actually a pretty tough set of games. It is. We're playing some very good teams coming up. Vic, what do you think if they put Timo on Jack's right wing? Would that get Jack going a bit more? I don't think so. It seems they've tried it a bunch of times, and it never looks the way you hope it's going to. And so I think they're hesitant to do it. I would like to see Paul Cotter play with Jack and Jesper. I would like to see a game of that just to see what he could generate. I do think, obviously, he's shown flashes of his finishing. He did it again tonight. Goals in back-to-back games. But I don't know. You know, maybe Palat really disappears on the third line where he is contributing here and there now. It's a tough mix to figure out and tinker with these things. We play the Flyers 3 times in less than 2 weeks towards the end of the month. Yeah, it's like a week and a half. Ted, this road trip proved none of these games are gimmies. Apparently, next 5 games will be tough. Yeah, there's no gimmies in the league, period. I think we all knew that way before the road trip, but it was just a reaffirmation of no one's laying down. Every team is capable of winning on any given night, and hopefully the Devils elevate their game now against these better teams. It seems like they do play better against better teams and sometimes play down to lesser competition. We got some really good teams coming up, so they got to step it up. Jason, I want to see Nason with Jack. That'd be interesting. And then Brandon says a meat line of Cotter and Timo could be interesting. Yeah, I mean, and that's another combination I was going to say. If you put Nason with Jack and Jesper, and then you had Nico, Timo, Cotter, I would like to see all these things tried for at least like half of a game, but I do think that could be interesting too. Nico, Timo, Cotter could be interesting, but can Nason really keep up with the Jack and Jespers of the world on that top line? I don't know. Stanley, this old man is working 4 hours. Good night, chat. Enjoy the 2 points. Good night. Ryan Snyder, Cotter with Bratton Hughes would be nice. I think that's my number one kind of realistic scenario that I think could work out. Jim Bean, Devils always get worked by Tampa and Florida, maybe out for revenge. I say 3-2 in that stretch. Okay. Wolf Rock and Ace on YouTube. Before there was the video of Domi's up on Scotty Needs in the 2001 playoffs, Stevens was living in the box. Do you think Stevens was worried about fighting Domi? I hated that goon. No, Stevens wasn't afraid of him. But that's the role Ty Domi is supposed to play, to agitate guys like Stevens, because Stevens is way more valuable to the Devils than Domi was to the Leafs. And so if you're Domi and you could get Stevens to fight you and he's in the box for 5 minutes, that's a massive win for the Leafs. But Domi, one of the toughest guys to ever play. Jacob Markstrom has been pinned on the official NHL Twitter. He should be. Ryan Johnson, the price of them Leafs tickets, they better step up. Oh, I know. Toronto's a hockey market, and when they're good especially, tickets going to be bank. Max, it's the NHL's fans. We should all know that any game can go any way. That's what draws a lot of fans to the sport. Unlike basketball, when you have a super team and bet 9 out of 10 times the better team will win. Yeah. Palat's not a fast guy. I think Nason can play with them. Yeah, but I think Palat's faster than Nason. Listen, I'd like to see it. And I'd like to see Cotter play with them too. I think we should at least see. I'd like to see it for half game. See Jack, Jesper, and Nason for half a game, and Jack, Jesper, Cotter for half a game. I don't think there's any harm in trying. Max, Plot speed is a benefit. Bratt and Jack ahead, and Plot will clean up rebounds or have the trail pass. Jason, no, Stevens was a stud. People think he just hit people. He could actually score goals. Yeah, before he came to the New Jersey Devils, essentially, he was a monster offensive player. And under Jacques Lemaire, became a little more focused on defense and was part of one of the greatest goaltending defensive units in history. Marty, Stevens, Niedermeyer, Dano. I mean, what a unit. Those teams, we were spoiled. If you were around during that era, you were truly spoiled because That was what a time. What an absolute time. Brandon, if the Devils keep playing how they were on the stretch, I think they're going to win. Best case, go 1-4, 2 or 3. I hope they step up their game. We need that tight D structure versus the Rangers. Man, it really is crazy how different they look coming out of that break. I don't know what the hell happened, why we got so sloppy defensively, but they need to get back to that. 7 straight games, 20 shots or less. I was like, when that happened, I was super jacked, and then we just went away from it entirely. And I don't know why. Hopefully Keefe could bring those guys back. I'm going to wrap up here soon. It is getting late. I got some things to do. But big interview with Jamie Langenbrunner. Your boy Ace got to sit down with Stanley Cup champion, USA Hockey Hall of Famer Jamie Langenbrunner for a long conversation that is premiering on this very channel on the 10th, Friday the 10th, the day after the Ranger game. I just dropped the link in the chat. Be sure to mark your calendar for that. Very cool for the longer, or I guess now, it's like longtime Devils fans. I guess many people probably became fans after Jamie Langenbrunner, but what a Devils legend. I had a great time talking to him. Pretty cool, experience for me. And wow, Max, man, I would love a Bastion, Tommy, Cutlet, Selly again. I think those are reserved for outdoor games, but I would like a Bastion goal of any kind. David, Granlund as a rental would complete the team as best as possible given cap constraints. Hear anything about whether Fitz put in a bid while he scouted the Sharks in person? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't think we're going to hear anything unless it happens, but I wouldn't mind that at all. I don't know, where the Sharks are at in terms of what pieces they're going to try to sell off, but Greer has been making moves to, give this team a bright future. I don't know if that's, 2 or 3 years away, but at some point, Celebrini's only 18, Askarov's very young. Like, those are 2 great pieces. A franchise forward and a franchise goaltender. Jay Snow, how did this team break a record that the Devils dynasty never did? I don't know. It's shocking to me that, forget just the Devils dynasty, the league in NHL history, no team has allowed 20 shots or less on goal for 7 straight games. And this Devils defense did it and then went back to just hemorrhaging chances. I'm going to make another brain hemorrhage shot and rewatch the Markstrom highlights. If you are off by then, good night, Devils fans. Good night. Jay Snow, they said Fitz was out in San Jose scouting players. Yeah, I know, but they're not. We know that he was at the game, but he's not going to be like, oh, I'm trying to get this guy. There's going to be some mystique to it. Ryan Snyder, I bartend in NJ, and I'm always working when you do these post games. Always dig your content. Good to catch it live, dude. Thank you, and please keep it up. Good night and go Devils. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Joseph, the Langenbrunner trade hurt at first for me. Obviously. That obviously hurt. Arnott and McKay, 2 legends, 2 absolute legends. Randy McKay, a 2-time Cup winner and 1/3 of the infamous crash line. And then Jason Arnott, 1/3 of the A-line, the man who scored the Cup-winning goal right above me here in Game 6 in the 2000. I was stunned and shocked as well. I think it was one of the biggest shocking trades at the time for Devils fans. And Jamie Langenbrunner and Joe Nieuwendyk coming the other way. 2 big pieces of that 2003 Cup team. Wolf, thanks for everything, Ace. I think this Dirty Devil has me nodding. I would do anything to go back to the glory days, my friend. Good night, Ace. See you on Thursday, brother. Let's go Devils. F the Rags. Good night, Wolf. Good talking to you, sir. Brandon, I guess to be fair, this last stretch of Devils play, the schedule was terrible. They were constantly going through massive different time zones. I'm not going to keep, harping on officiating and schedule makers, but we got screwed with the schedule too. Tons of back-to-backs. This team still is terrible on the second game of back-to-backs, a worrisome, kind of bothersome trait that has carried over from last season. They're going to have to find a way to snap out of that as well because they still have a good amount. Let's see how many back-to-backs they still have. They play the Flyers and Sens back-to-back. Both are at home in this month, so there's one. None in February. 1 in March. Oh, no, 2 in March. At Utah, at Vegas. Brutal. So we got 1 in January. Two in March. And 1 in April. So 4 more back-to-backs throughout the course of the season. It's a back-to-back to finish the season. April 15th at Boston, and then the 16th at home against the Red Wings. Got to find a way to win one of these. Insane Pollock, if there's no Christmas break, do we have this bad stretch? I'm going to say no, but I don't know what the hell happened. Completely wild. Where am I missing the one in February? I don't see a back-to-back in February. Seeing Newey on the Panthers is always weird to me. Yeah, at least back-to-backs don't happen in the playoffs. Langenbrunner scored the last goal at the Meadowlands. Pretty sure in OT in the playoffs it's possible. Yeah, Max, where is the one in February? I don't see a back-to-back in February. 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th. Oh, no, I missed it. You're right. Yep, 22-23. Damn it. And that's a home and an away one. Home against Dallas. 6 o'clock on a Saturday. Kind of strange. And then at Nashville. Party Burger. Markstrom played on real tonight. He kept us in the game. Seriously? Yeah, he stole it. He stole it. Ed, I just watched. Ted, I just watched the Markstrom stays incredible. Completely insane. Dire Wolf. Ace, rumblings are a big Canucks trade is about to happen. Any predictions? I guess the front runner would be Pedersen. I feel like there's been rumors about him forever. I don't know. Let's see if I can find anything. I think I would lean towards Pedersen. It looks like there's a lot of stuff on the line here, out here on the line, speculating about the trades for them. All right, I'm going to take a leak. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll close this down. Any final thoughts, comments, questions, anything you want to ask, random, it doesn't matter what it is, throw it out there. I'm taking a leak. I'll be back, and then we'll wind this thing down. Appreciate you all. 2:15 in New Jersey, or 2:13. What a win. What a win. And I'll be right back. Throw out your final comments, questions, whatever. I'll be right back. Be right back. Ooh, Max, 2 of the backs-to-backs are in less than 24 hours rest. It literally is so dumb to do that. No favors. Yeah, Utah starts at 9, Vegas at 8. They might be an hour difference, so it might technically be 24 hours, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Winnipeg and Minnesota, brutal. Dire Wolf, did Arnott sign that for you? Extremely jealous of the merch. Yeah, I have millions of signed photos, and most of them I got done myself. But yeah, I did get that signed by Jason Arnott. Pretty cool photo. You see, one of my favorites for sure. Party Burger, we got a long stretch of tough games ahead. Lightning, Panthers, Boston, and play the Flyers 3 times in 10 days. So we got to play smart hockey and get the D tightened up a little bit. Yeah. Bring back the defense that we saw before the holiday break. I don't know what happened on that holiday break, but the defense looks nothing like what they did. JT Miller to Rangers is very possible. Elliot Friedman mentioned there in talks. Another reporter said he only waive his no trade clause to the Rangers. That'd be a massive lineup trade the other way. Sure, I'd be curious. Technique, I just woke up, heard Marky went nuts for us. Marky was the savior tonight. The absolute savior, stole the game, stole the 2 points. It's about hockey. What up, Ace? Just popping in to wish you a happy new year, brother. Happy new year to you, sir. Happy new year to you. We're up late on the East Coast as Jacob Markstrom with a throwback performance for the ages. Looking like a young Martin-Brodeur out there. Max, never mind. There's a time. Yeah, I thought there was a 1 hour maybe. David Markey had more crazy, insane highlight reel saves than any game I've seen in many years. Yeah, absolutely. The Jacob Markstrom show was on full display tonight, and everyone has to recognize greatness. For all the people that frowned upon the Markstrom acquisition, Jacob Markstrom stole this game tonight, and this is the guy I told you about in the summer when we made the move. It was just an absolute, he's the X factor, guys, and he stole the game tonight. Brandon Thomas is not just the defense, the Devils need to score as well. Yeah, the Devils haven't been able to score. We need Jack and Brader to get it going. Max, top 6 gets back on track against the Rags. Book it. I mean, it seems like an easy bet for those of you that bet. A Jack Hughes anytime goal score in that one. I mean, it might be minus money at this point. It seems like he scores every time we play the Rangers. I might have to. I'm in mostly betting retirement. I learned some expensive lessons at a young age about sports betting, but maybe, just maybe, I'll throw a little something on Jack to score because it seems like it's a pretty solid bet, I think, to take Jack to score in that one. All right, guys, wrapping it up here. We're in the wee hours, 2:17 a.m. Your New Jersey Devils, fortunately, end a 4-game losing streak with a huge 3-2 victory in Seattle, courtesy of Jacob Markstrom, who completed just an absolute heist of 2 points. Jacob Markstrom is a wanted man in Seattle because a heist occurred tonight at their arena where he stole 2 points. The streak is over. Thankfully, this post-game live would have been absolutely abysmal and wasn't pretty. It wasn't beautiful. Not the best game, but sometimes you got to win them like that. And the Devils found a way to win, courtesy of Jacob Markstrom, defeating the Kraken 3-2, looking for a big performance on the road in a couple days against the New York Rangers at MSG. Another big one. I hope McDermott's in the lineup. I want to see some more fisticuffs. We saw a couple bouts the last time. Cotter fought somebody. I forget who. Was it Trocheck? Was it Cotter and Trocheck? And then Dylan fought somebody? Yeah, Dylan Carrick. And hopefully we see some more of that. Some throwback old school hockey. The Hudson River rivalry. That is a huge tongue twister. The Hudson River rivalry gets renewed. The old Battle of the Hudson. And hopefully the Devils find a way to win. I'll be back soon with lots of stuff in the works. Like I said, check out that Jamie Langenbrunner interview. Mark the calendars. Is coming out on the 10th, the day after the Rangers game. I'll be back soon. And that's it, guys. Another cardiac performance for your New Jersey Devils, finding a way to win. Would appreciate you hitting the like on the way out. A little thumbs up. Takes half a second of your time. Just press that button real nice. And we'll all be back soon. Thank you all for coming out on this super late night, early morning edition for those on the East Coast. I'm all fired up. I don't know when I'm going to be able to go to sleep. I'm so ecstatic for this win and for this streak to be over. I forget what it feels like to win. It seems like forever. But that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.